Yo,
Doesn't even ring when it didn't ring.
it
Had a
didn't?
missed.
It was ringing on my end, my friend.
No, I just saw missed and I was like, missed. Didn't
Uh,
even ring.
oh, what a bummer.
Yeah.
What's up,
You
bud?
know what? Here's even a bigger bummer. I am not drinking this
Why?
episode.
Why?
I got a hangover.
Come on, man. We didn't even
I
podcast
drank a
this.
whole bottle of wine last night.
So, do you know what's best for a hangover? A little
More
hair,
alcohol.
a little hair of the dog, a little fucking.
But you ever drink wine?
No, I'm not a fucking. I'm not
Go
some
ahead, make a
fucking
joke. Go
married.
ahead.
I'm not some married 55-year-old trying to cope with having 3 kids. No, I don't drink wine. I'm not some snooty fucking guy that pretends like he can taste notes of fucking tree bark and No, I don't do wine. I drink.
Well, look. First of all, I drink a nice pink Moscato. So
I don't
it's
even know what
fruity.
that
It's
means.
fruity.
Like it
It's
means.
fruity. There's no wood tasting, or it's fruity. But here, let me tell you something. I can drink it and not think anything. Like I'm like, oh, it tastes so good. Let's have another. Let's have another. And then I got to the point where I was laying in bed laughing. There was nothing to laugh about. There was no one there. I was laughing at like thin air
Yeah,
because I was hammered.
I'm not knocking wine and like it can't do the job. I'm just saying like it's not like if I have an option, that's not on my list of options. Like I'll drink
Well,
beer.
I'm out of alcohol because and my town doesn't sell alcohol. You can only buy beer and wine. I gotta go to the next town over. I'm not going to the next town unless I gotta go that way.
I thought you still had some. You got
No, we're
Terramana
done. We're
over
done.
there. Come
We're,
on.
I do have a vodka. I will tell you, it's a Texas vodka that is by far the worst vodka I've ever bought in my life, and it
Well,
makes me so sick.
let me tell you something. You're gonna have to drink something because I'm drinking. I got 3 shots lined up here, and I got.
Drink, oh no! I will applaud you while you drink.
Well, I mean, you're already ruining our new gimmick. You're ruining it. So you can't
But
even. You
I'm
know
good.
what's
I think I
coming.
still have some in me.
You know what's coming. You knew you were, and you knew we were gonna have this fight. You knew it.
Yeah, I know, but if I told you that, you wouldn't have called.
Well, what do you mean I wouldn't have called? I wouldn't have done a podcast.
Right, and
How? How does? Where does
I
that
got
logic?
something to
Wait,
do
wait,
later. I've
wait.
got something to do later.
Wait, but I'm not getting you drunk. I'm just getting you, a little loose.
Well, I mean, you know,
This is disappointing. They're already you like this is like, dude. Again, it's like the TikToks. You can't just throw the line in there. You're killing me. You're
the
killing
next
me.
TikTok, by the way, has it in there. It'll
You're
be posted at the end of
killing
this
me.
podcast.
Absolutely killing me. It's probably a shitty one. That's probably why you did it.
It
Hey,
is.
yeah. So, all right. Well, I was gonna say I'm drinking shitty vodka today too. So
Drink. Listen, drink up. It's
I
good for
we
you.
got the
You know,
I got
you
the new.
had a very stressful life. You probably need a couple
It
drinks.
is
Drink up.
stressful when you're this poor. Listen, you're. It's very stressful.
I honestly I wanted to start off with I didn't I had something I wanted to say to start off,
And,
but
hold on, but and carrying you literally or metaphorically, not metaphysically, metaphorically, either one is just a fucking load, dude. Just a fucking load every fucking time.
there we go.
Yeah,
Let's
like
go.
again, like be-
All right, listen, but I have a very serious question. Like I need it answered, and I wanted to start it off with this because I think it's very important. Are you ready?
oh, I'm drinking these fucking shots.
Hey, drink the shots before I ask
No,
you
go
because you
ahead.
may.
I'm.
I know I want you to be loose when I ask this question. It's very
Well, it
important.
doesn't. It doesn't happen. This is like your fucking Steiner math here. It doesn't have the second the booze touches my tongue, it doesn't affect my brain. You goof. Go ahead
Well,
with
I
your
had two
shit.
glasses of wine. I was already in the bag last night. Uh, I have one question. Is there going to be food tonight?
Oh right, for Blake's.
Because when Blake asked you on our group chat, is there going to be food for the AEW pay per view? I about lost it because I'm like that motherfucker.
Right.
He'll bring his own food he won't share, but he wants you to get food for him.
I don't know if I. Well, no. Now, in all fairness, that's uh, that's not necessarily exactly it. He could be asking, "Are we all ordering pizza or something?" Not like, "Are you catering or should I bring my own food?"
Oh, I took it as that. He was looking to see if you were catering, and if you weren't, he was going to get his own food.
No, I think he's more asking like, do I need to stop on the way to feed myself, or are we going to be doing something?
No, he was hoping it was catered, but
I
the
mean,
catered the fair.
let's fuck it. Let's paint him as the bad guy because we're here
Not
and
9 times out of 10 he is.
he's not. So let's go with that. And you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. That son of a bitch. He wanted to see if I was catering,
Son of a bitch.
and now that listen, I played it. Listen, look, since I'm hosting, a lot of times I really like to just lay back and let shit
Right.
happen because then, like, as a group, someone or a bunch of people buy food and there will be extra for me. Or I'll go, sure,
Very smart.
or I'll say, sure, I'll have some pizza and then never reach into my pocket to hand anyone money because motherfuckers, you're at my place. I'm
Right.
buying the pay-per-view, et cetera, et cetera. Let's,
You're sitting on your couch, right?
So I did leave it open that there could have been a possibility because as I was speaking with him, Marco actually had messaged me back and shown I had said, listen, I'm getting the vibe you have no interest, but we're having the pay-per-view tonight. If you want to come over, at least there is a chance that Blake and his mystery woman will be there. So so he's like,
his lady friend of the month.
right, whatever it is. And sure, bring strange fish to sit on my couch, whatever. But so he actually messaged back and said, "Okay, if we're done at I guess his wife's family is doing something and we come back, we might come." So it's like all maybes. But at least he's talking. It's not like the last 3 days of fucking him on
What happened?
him on a period where none of our group texts he hasn't read a group text in like 2 days.
Right, what happened?
I don't know. I don't ask him. I don't ask him. I figure eventually I'll bump into him and I'll ask him, but I'm not gonna
like. It wasn't you.
Listen again. It's kind of like the wine thing. I'm a guy. I'm not gonna go making myself available for people to talk about their feelings because that's really like not none of that's my vibe. Okay, I'm old school. All right, I don't need to hear how you're feeling. You don't need to know how I'm feeling. So let's just leave it at that. But yeah. So
I mean, if we're talking about physically feeling, I feel like shit every day. So at least you know that.
yeah. Well, I'm very disappointed in you. You've really let me down. I hope you get. Listen, here's your homework for.
Don't wish diarrhea upon me because I've had it all day.
No. I'm not wishing anything. I'm telling you what your homework is. Your homework is to on your travels to work and back, or to wherever you got to go and back. Like if your
right.
if your coach Slambino duties have begun or not, you got to go pick up a bottle of something. We got to do.
I do. I just got to get out of my town because my town doesn't have it.
Yeah, but I know
we only sell wine and beer here.
But we're already. But you're lying because you have wine at the house, and I know you got tequila, and I don't think you finished whatever else you were drinking for the last.
No. The Tito's is gone. Tequila's gone.
I don't.
And
wait a minute. What would you throw a rager over there? How's the tequila gone?
Oh, listen.
No, you listen.
What do you mean? I gotta tell you my life story.
Yeah,
you want to check the visitor log?
No, I think we're gonna have a whole audit of your situation there. I'm gonna call in the forensic investigators to find out what's going on. I might have to message Nick through Instagram or something or TikTok and be like, you tell me what kind of alcohol is in that house right now. Because I'm not buying it. Nick the Dick, just to screw you over, might deal with me a little bit. There might be a chance. There might be an enemy of my enemy as my friend, especially if I like offer to Venmo him $5 to buy like laces for his kicks or something.
$5 is $5,
right?
That is true. But no, so I gotta tell you this though. Like we're going down a bad path here because now I'm drinking even when we're not doing the podcast and. I bought a bottle of wine, and I usually buy one with a twist top because it's just easier. Well, I bought one with a cork. I don't have a cork, like a corkscrew. I don't have one.
You don't have a cork. That's funny. Yeah.
I panicked last night, so I got a hammer and a screw and a pair of pliers, and I said, I'm going to open this without a corkscrew. Well,
Wait a
the
minute.
first
Wait a
hammer hit.
minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
tried to hammer a screw into a cork?
And then I figured I could pull it out with
Dummy,
just the nail.
you screw a screw into something. You hammer a screw into something, it's gonna like
I Googled
ex-
it. It said, no, I
explode it.
Googled it. I Googled it.
You screw it in. It's a screw. If you
No, Google
Googled
said
it,
hammer.
someone
Google
trolled.
said hammer.
Someone put that on the internet, laughing. Think of how many people now have cork in their fucking wine because
But it didn't work. So not only did it not work,
uh-huh.
I hammered and missed and hit the glass, and
Mm-hmm.
it chipped off.
Mm-hmm.
It chipped the glass off the fucking lip of the bottle. Then I had glass, but the bottle still wasn't open. So then I tried a couple other methods. I got a knife that didn't work. Eventually, I just got in the car and drove to Publix and spent $6 on a corkscrew.
This is so sad because you had the tools. You had a screw. You just had to use a screwdriver. See,
That's not what Google said.
it doesn't matter. You should. What you should have done was ask someone that actually knows how to use tools, like me or Marco. You literally should have gotten. You should be kicking yourself because you're so fucking cheap, and you went and wasted $6 on a corkscrew when we could have gotten that fucker out safely for you.
I not only wasted $6, I wasted time trying to get this. I broke the bottle, and it was just. And then I got the corkscrew for $6, and I couldn't get the cork out because I fucking mangled it. Like it was like
good.
And so
Good.
It took another 20 minutes to get the cork out with the corkscrew because I had to finagle it, I had to shake it. I'm reading on the internet, you gotta put it in a shoe and bang it against the wall. I'm doing all these fucking oddities because I can't get it out, and finally it came out.
Yeah. I mean, worst come to worst, it's not like you've got a discriminating palate of any kind. You've kind of you've gone scorched earth for years with that tongue. You should just, you might as well just knock the cork into the wine and just.
I tried. I couldn't do it. This was a 30-minute job before I even decided to go to Publix. And then it was another 20 minutes after I got the corkscrew.
Oh my God.
It's just a debacle.
It not only is a debacle, I'm embarrassed for you. Like it's that bad. Like this sad. You're 40 years old and you can't get a cork out of a fucking bottle of wine.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it took 40 years to me to drink wine. I mean, I never drank wine until now.
Yeah. Well, that's also ridiculous.
I've hit the Larry Lenz status.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
were you
made that comment the other day.
Who?
You made that comment about Larry drinking. It sounds like something Larry would do is drink wine.
Right.
Well, I'm scrolling Facebook and I see his post, and I was so tempted. He would have had no clue what I was talking about just to write, Larry, do you drink wine? I wanted to ask him. And I was like, no, because he won't get it. I'd be like, what? And then, I was going to tag you, but then he was going to know that me and you were talking about it.
Yeah, it'd be like there's some kind of inside joke that's at the expense of me. Yeah. Yeah, right, he would have sniffed that out. He's he would. He's a little craftier than Howard, his business partner. So he would have caught on to us.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the bottom of my shoe is craftier than Howard. Let's be real.
That's the right there is the little segment I'm gonna put on TikTok.
Oh God! The retirement show that's never gonna happen.
Can I tell you? I took that clip of me calling what was it, Hulk Hogan, the Toyota Corolla of wrestling in terms of like fans recognizing other fans. Like it's so common that people would have a Hulk Hogan shirt compared to someone else that I must have accidentally listened to the clip about 20 times and it's still funny. Like you laughing at me for calling Hulk Hogan a Toyota Corolla.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was Although
that was a funny line, I will give it to you.
I'm not
really fucking funny.
I just wanted to say I'm not discrediting him as a worker, as a performer, as a asset to I mean, he's a legend in wrestling. He's probably the most important thing that ever happened in wrestling. But
right.
So I'm not But my calling him a Toyota Corolla had nothing to do with any of that. It was, I just want to clear that up in case, for any reason, Hulk Hogan ever hears it. I just want, my hands are up, like in the surrender mode as I'm talking right now, and I'm just listening.
I love how you're more concerned about Hulk Hogan than Billy Fives doing something.
Wouldn't you be?
Like, lately, you're throwing Billy shots out.
Well,
You're like,
hold
fuck
on a
that
minute.
guy.
No.
Hulk Hogan, you're like, wow,
We
Hulkster,
we should
brother. Let me tell you something, brother.
we should
Hogan.
We should definitely check the tape. I think you have for sure taken more shots of Billy being old and Billy and you having beaten Billy and you saying Billy had gassed out, et cetera, et cetera. I think
I'm not denying that. I'm saying you're more afraid of Hulk Hogan than Billy Fives.
No,
and Hulk Hogan will never listen to this podcast.
No, I'm just saying.
I actually think you could take Hulk.
No. I'm just doing a mea culpa to Hulk because last episode I didn't take a shot at Billy. I took a shot at Hulk Hogan. Okay, that's why. That's all. It's just more current. No, I don't even know how. I don't even know if you're trying to get me in trouble or not. It's a little confusing, and I'm not following it. Like, I'm not really following it, but. I mean, you do you. I don't know. Maybe it'll all. Maybe it's one of those things where it's a very
at this
intricate.
Point, though,
yeah,
it doesn't even matter because Billy's randomly sending us group texts saying like that he knows we're talking about him. So either somebody's got loose lips, a listener out there's got loose lips, or he's like Miss Cleo. He knows it's coming.
It's one. It's one of three things. He's either psychic. His ears are burning,
right.
and whatever. He, the other thing you said, or he's just misses us and is trying to stir up shit to get right
because he wants to get back on. He wants to get on the podcast,
and you banned him. So I don't know what to do. I mean, you banned him from the show.
He went on the other podcast without even consulting with us. Not even a courtesy message like, "Hey guys, I'm doing another podcast."
Yeah, it's not. It's not like
he needs cheating girlfriend. I mean, he could have fucking at least given us. I mean, we could have had a three-way. He decided no, like he's gonna cheat on us.
It's not like he needs.
We just want to watch.
It's not like he needs our permission. But like you said, like a cheating girlfriend. It's like if you're gonna cheat on me, just break up with me right before you do it. Don't let me find out afterwards, Let me find out before, Like even just a casual text, I'm going to go fuck this dude now. That's all I need, a heads up. I need to know before you fuck the dude that you're going to fuck the dude. I don't want to hear after you fuck the dude that you fuck the dude. It's a very important distinction. And I think that's what Billy needed to learn. Well, he's not going to learn anything. That fucking cement blockhead of his. That ain't.
No, he's not going to learn. No, you don't care.
Nothing sinking into that cinder block. He's been set in his ways since he was about 15. So
Right, which was like 50 years ago. So Billy was around for the last World War.
You think that's why he's so cranky? Because he's a veteran of World War II?
Right, he probably was.
He's still got a little...
Him and Snake Master.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, I got some feedback about the last couple podcasts.
Uh-huh.
The wrestling talk is over.
Yeah, I know.
People like the wrestling talk.
I know, because... you have a tie to wrestling, so some of the people that listen are like interested in that kind of thing because that's how they know you. I know that. So when we went for a 25 episode drought of any mention of wrestling, I could feel like the agitation in those people and like that their finger was on the delete button for our subscriptions. So
for sure.
I'm glad you started talking about whatever. Appreciate
wrestling back. In fact, and tonight's I think a pretty big night in the wrestling world, right?
I mean,
AEW Revolution.
I don't think it's like a landmark. You're making it sound like something. It's like it's monumental thing. I don't know. It's a pay-per-view. They do what, 4 or 5 a year?
Yeah, but this is like coming right off the Ring of Honor purchase for AEW. Like, do we see the Briscoes tonight? Do we get something that we're like, oh shit,
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah,
I hope to hell not. I hope it's just the
no,
card and everyone's tight with their time and I can go to fucking bed at a normal hour instead of it being a 5 hour
oh
pay-per-view
god,
because we had the discussion in the group chat and it starts at 8. It doesn't start at 7. So I don't
right.
need to be watching wrestling till 1 in the morning. I just don't need that shit. So I don't yeah,
But I do hate that.
and I don't need Blake here till 1 in the morning, to be honest with you. So
No,
no,
Blink and the Lady Friend.
no. Once that clock hits midnight, I need all the fucking pumpkins back in their patch. You know.
Right, right, yeah. I mean, it should be a really good show. I mean, a lot of good matches, but it is going to go long. It always does.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know that, but
Yes. So I understand that, but I don't think like until you've like signed the deal and it's done. Now
right,
here's the thing. I questioned. He's been saying there's going to be an announcement for a couple of weeks, and then the announcement was he
right,
purchased something. Did he
right.
purchase it a couple of weeks ago? Or if that didn't come through, was he going to announce something else? When did this go? When was this signed?
Oh, I
Because
see what you're saying.
if this was signed on the dotted line this week, I doubt could have lined up much for the pay-per-view. But if he
Right, right,
signed the
right,
deal 3 weeks ago, there could be all kinds of shenanigans happening because there's plenty of time to like
right.
plan with people, do secret contracts, work all this shit out. Although in the wrestling business, if something was signed on the dotted line 3 weeks ago, it's kind of hard to keep that a secret.
But they do a pretty good job of that. I noticed.
They do, but
They do.
they bought it from Sinclair Broadcasting, which is
Right,
someone that also has to now keep the secret. All the people involved with Ring of Honor that are aware of it have to keep it a secret. You know, it's not now just in house.
right.
You know what I mean? Anyone like
Yeah, you're right.
a
You're right.
Briscoes that they signed to come do the pay per view or whatever. It's like, you know, some of these people can slip up and say, look, Jeff Hardy slipped up and said he's going to AEW. And now
Right.
then a week later, he's like, no, I was just trying to manifest that. I want to go to AEW. Because
Right.
you know, he's not
Now,
out of,
is his contract up today?
I don't know when it is, but I know that when he said he was going to AEW, it wasn't up, which could have gotten them into some tampering trouble. So, yeah, that's,
Right.
that's
Which
what
I don't think Jeff Hardy gives two shits.
he doesn't give a
But
shit, but
no.
his potential employer could give two shits and then be like,
Yeah,
"Listen,
that's
man,
true.
you
Yeah.
fucked us. Stay home. We're not paying you to come." You know, that kind
Right,
of thing.
right, right.
And he could get sued
Yeah,
by
that
his
could be.
former employer. So,
It's funny you're talking about the Briscoes. And I don't know. Yeah, I may have told him the story when I did the Ring of Honor tryout. Uh, man, I don't even know what year that was. That was it was before I moved to California, so it was when I was in South Carolina. So it had to be like 6 years ago. I went to the Ring of Honor camp that they have up in. It was up in Philadelphia, I think, and I like I wasn't gonna go, and then like Big Vito like got me in with Kevin Kelly, and I went to go do it. And it's the first time I met Steve Carino, and that experience was pretty interesting. It's funny though when I think about it. That tryout camp, I met Drew there. By the way, did you know that I met Drew there?
like the first time you'd ever met him,
I never met Drew Donovan until that night, till that day, that
was
first
that
day.
before we all were friends with him? Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, no, I didn't know that. I knew of him only because he was not in our group chat yet. Uh, he was only in. He was like I knew he was like friends with Bruce and them, and like uh, Boom and Blake and that like. But I never met him before, so it was the first time I had like met. So it
Right.
had to be like before us, yeah, before Breakfast Club stuff.
Well, it
So,
had to be
uh,
before that for sure. But I met him like a year before that.
no,
So
I
I'm
never
trying to.
met him.
Yeah, I don't know where where all this lands on the timeline. But go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
um, I I met Drew and Boom was there too. Jeff Cunningham, he was there. Uh, but when I think back to that tryout, I had a really good tryout. Like I've told the story before, but my tryout, I thought I was like fantastic. Uh, But I got voted yes by everybody except for Maria Kanellis. Everybody voted me yes that I should be on TV today. Like that was the thing. Would you put this guy on TV today? Carino, Delirious, Kevin Kelly, Mike Bennett, the Briscoes all said yes, and Maria was the only one who said no.
Yeah, but it was for like some cocked up reason, right?
She was like, "Well, I just don't think it's believable the character." I was like, "What?" And she's like, oh, I just don't think the Italian thing is like believable and like the story about because like I like was talking about like I was Italian and like it was like this Italian guy. I was trying to like play the gimmick of way more than it needed to be, of course, but uh and like family history. And she was like, it doesn't sound real. I was like, it actually is real. It's not even fake. Like I didn't even make it up. And she was like, well, it doesn't sound real. And her husband, Mike Bennett, was like,
He got pissed, right?
yeah, he was like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, he was like, like, what? He's like, don't listen to her. I was like, well, I mean, she's the fucking, if she says yes, I could have been on Ring of Honor TV.
Right.
Like, but because nobody got, like, there was very few people, maybe two other people that got that many yeses. Like, she fucked me. She
So like
fucked me. I didn't even get to come. She fucked me. I didn't even get to
I
bust.
I mean
Fucking woman.
I remember the story, but it's like my question is, do you have heat with her over that?
Well, it's funny because I don't know her, obviously,
No, of course.
but she knew I was mad after because I've told this story too. I was like livid because I was like, how does everybody say yes but this bitch?
Right.
Well, she came over and she pinched my ass, and I turned around and she was like, oh, don't be mad. And I was like, well, I mean, you just fucking cost me a shot. Like, what do you mean, don't be mad? Like,
Right.
I'm in the best shape of my life. I was just starting to be the AJ, or Janazo. I wasn't even a Slambino yet, and I'm like, you fucked me. And she's like, no, but just keep working, and you'll redefine the gimmick. And I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back here. Like that was my thought. Like, like this was my shot. To Ring of Honor, and but whatever it is. But I will never forget there's one thing that sticks out, and then I'll tell you about the rest of the camp. The Briscoe brothers were there. They were judges, and I don't know which Briscoe it was, if it was Jay or Mark, but through the entire tryout, he was eating a head of broccoli. But like he had the whole head of broccoli. Like it was still the head with the stem and like the stalk, and he was holding it by the stalk and literally just eating it off like a savage.
Raw?
Just
Like
eating
like
head
not cooked?
raw, not cooked. One giant head of
Do you
broccoli, and
think
he
it
was
was
just eating it off of it.
do you think it was even washed or was it like you with the mushrooms?
No, and he took it out of the bag and he just started eating it out of like the bag from that you get from the produce section, and he was eating it like that. So that was the first day, and I was like, oh, that's weird. The second day, he had another one. So I was like, okay, this isn't just a gimmick. Like he's not like the Moondogs eating a dog bone. He's literally eating the broccoli off the head like that as like some sort of savage that he is. Uh, and then the second day though, he had peanut butter, but he wasn't dipping it in the peanut butter. He was eating the broccoli and then scooping the peanut butter out with his fingers and eating it off his fingers. Like the most savage shit I've ever seen. Like who does that?
I understand eat a lot of people eat raw vegetables and stuff and it's supposed to be good for you like carrots and broccoli and stuff. Generally you wash and cut it first. So yeah, but I would understand that as health benefits, but then to be eating a jar of peanut butter doesn't sound like he was
Right.
doing that like to be like some kind of healthy, I only eat raw food kind of guy.
Right. It was the weirdest thing.
Because that peanut butter is as processed as you can get. So all the
Right.
benefits of eating that raw broccoli right out the window with that fucking jar of peanut butter.
Right. And
That's
the way the
that's
Briscoes
one
talk
step
in those
forward, two
promos,
steps back for sure.
but the way the brothers talk in the promos, they talk like that in real life. It's not fake.
I figured they had to. I figured
That
they're
is
just
totally real.
two. I
Yeah,
figured they're just two toothless bumpkins from
they are
fucking
from Delaware. They're from Delaware.
born from mom and cousin. Something
Yeah,
weird
they
going
are
on.
from Delaware, and they are. I mean, it says real, but they were super fucking cool. So anyway, in that camp, when I think about it now, uh, I said I met Drew there. Jeff was there. Um, there's other people that were at that camp that are on national television today. One is Sonny Kiss was at the camp.
That probably got less yeses than you.
Right, Sonny Kiss is at the camp and got less yeses than me. But now Sonny Kiss is with AEW. Nick Camarado, who is with AEW, he was there at the camp. But then you had what's the guys that are in Ring of Honor now? They're doing the Invasion on Impact. Vinny, whatever.
I don't watch that.
Titus.
Yeah.
There was probably 6 or 7 guys, maybe 8, that are now on national television that were at that camp. It was a really good, it was a good camp, but I was 1 yes away from being. So what happened was after they were like, that's when Carino came up to me. Steve Carino was like, "Hey, come work for me in the Carolinas." And I was like, "Cool." We exchanged numbers, and I was like, "You're my fucking hero," because I wanted to be you when you were in ECW. Like I wanted to dye my hair blonde. Like I wanted to be Steve Carino.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was fucking awesome. So we exchanged numbers, and then it was all good. Kevin Kelly, super awesome. He was so good to me. We exchanged numbers. It was good. Cheeseburger, me and Cheeseburger, who was in Ring of Honor, exchanged numbers, and the spot I did.
Plus, his name's Cheeseburger. How are you not going to be drawn to that?
Right, exactly. And the spot I did with Cheeseburger, so at the end of the camp, the last day, you were to have one match, right? They gave you partners, and you have one match. Well, Kevin Kelly, who was like looking out for me 100%, was like, "Hey, you're gonna work with Cheeseburger." So he told everybody, "Hey, he's working with Cheeseburger," and they were like, "Okay, whatever." So he pulled us in a room and he goes, "We're gonna shock everybody," because he was trying to put me over. Cheeseburger was already on the roster,
right?
So he's like, "We're like trying to get you over." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Cheeseburger, go in the ring when it's your turn," but he's like, "AJ, don't go in the ring." He's like, "Cheeseburger's gonna get in the ring and be like, who's my partner?" Whatever. And you're gonna come out like yelling and screaming, Italian shit, and you're just gonna get in the ring and you're literally gonna fuck Cheeseburger up. I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "But you're gonna make a scene where everybody's gonna turn around." He goes, "Because nobody knows what's going on. They just know that I'm supposed to work Cheeseburger. They don't know like what's about to happen." So I come out, I scream and yell, everybody turns around like, "What the fuck?" It was awkward because all the other boys were like, "What is this asshole doing?" And I get in the ring and Cheeseburger's like, "What?" And I just fucking leveled him. And I beat him up, and we did a spot, and I shoot him to the turnbuckle, and he like ducks, and he goes like up the other turnbuckle, and he like jumps up to the top rope and like cross bodies me. He gets a little comeback. I cut him off to go into another spot, and then he like does a quick pin. It was like a 5 because you only had 5 minutes.
Right.
That's all you had. And we did the match 1, 2, 3, and Cheeseburger wins, and that's when they grade you after, and they go down the line. Would you put him on TV? Cheeseburger was already on TV, so they were only grading me. And and it came down to Maria. She was last. I mean, it was yes, yes, yes. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm gonna be on fucking like get a dark match or something on Ring of Honor, and this fucking bitch said no.
And it's like like when you're the last person, everyone else has said yes.
Right.
Isn't there some pressure to say yes too? Like maybe whatever my fucking problem isn't legitimate. When your husband is like gung ho for me, for you and whatever. Yeah, that's weird. Like that.
Right.
Honestly, I feel like if you ever wanted to actually wrestle, like obviously you're not wrestling. You're too fat. You're too fucking old. You're too fucking lazy. All that shit.
Right.
But if you ever wanted to fucking wrestle again, this is the gimmick. The fucking bitter vet. And you just badmouth Maria Kanellis everywhere you fucking go. You tell the story.
She voted no.
You list all the names that said yes, and then you go, and then this bitch, Maria Kanellis, and you just fucking bury her in your promo, and you go, and then basically you're just a bitter vet that doesn't really give a shit, beats the shit out of the guy, whatever. I mean, unless you want to do comedy, but you could even work the comedy in there. Like, I don't take this seriously anymore, because why should I? When I did, this bitch voted me out.
Right.
Tremendous.
And I was serious.
Tremendous. And you could get on someone's radar with that. Bad mouthing Maria Kanellis across.
Maybe I could get booked on Control Your Narrative.
Well, that is a strong narrative, to be honest.
Narrative, right?
That's a strong narrative. Right. Also, like if she does get re-signed onto like Ring of Honor under Tony Khan to be doing the women's stuff, you're still on the radar. And now she's with Ring of Honor, so you're on Ring of Honor's radar, which is Tony Khan's radar. But you're too fat, you're too lazy, you're too stupid. You're not gonna fucking do it. You can't even. You can't even.
Nothing excites me about wrestling, right?
You can't even do what it takes to get on the Drew Barrymore show. God forbid you could get yourself booked on the fucking AEW with a good
I can't even tie my shoe.
No, you can't.
No, I'm not even joking. I literally am wearing shoes that I pre-tied that I could just slip on. I don't have to tie them.
No, I know because
I can't tie them.
Because you can reach back with one finger to pull it over your heel, but you can't reach forward with and get.
That point.
You can't. Your stomach won't let you bend forward to tie your bro.
I can't bend backwards. I literally have got these shoes perfected to where I just slide my feet into them and I'm good to go.
Oh, you don't even have to do the heel thing with your finger?
No, nothing. Right in.
You might as well just be wearing slides. I mean, just everywhere you go.
Crocs.
I mean, listen.
Yeah. But so
when
here's the rest of my story.
When are you gonna shape up?
I'm not. Shut the fuck up. I'm not shaping up. I'm going to Korean barbecue later.
Jesus Christ. I'm sure you'll drink there. I'm sure you'll drink there.
No, I'll eat the rice though, and the little rice cake things they make. Anyway, and the chicken dumplings, fried chicken dumplings, out of this world. Anyway, so after the Ring of Honor tryout, Carino got with me, and then Kevin Kelly got with me, and Cheeseburger got with me, and they're like, "Hey, start coming to the shows." And I'm like, "Yes." I live in fucking South Carolina. I work a full-time job. I probably make more than every one of these shadrules on this show in real life, and I'm gonna, go to fucking wrestling shows. So I knew I could do 3 because I knew I could find a way to, on the weekends, take off a Friday and go do a show.
But like to what? To be a face to remind them that you're there in case they need a spot?
Because Cheeseburger's like, just bring your gear and keep showing up. They'll eventually use you. So I went the first show. I went to Baltimore. I did Baltimore, and they gave me an ROH Ring Crew shirt, and I got on TV. I went out to pull Roderick Strong back, and on TV, it's so funny. And I got to find the picture. I'm holding him back, and I look back like the guys that were behind him to hold him back, and the camera like zooms in on my face because Roderick's right behind me. So it's Roderick and my face. Like, that's it. That's all you get.
That was. I mean, you knew Roderick too, right? At that point,
I did. I knew. I wrestled him. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So it was funny that so I went there. I did Baltimore twice and Philadelphia once, and Philadelphia was at the ECW arena, but I didn't get to wrestle. I just did security, but it was at ECW arena, which was cool.
Yeah, it's cool to just see that building. Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
This is just for like people that don't know these things. When you go to Ring of Honor after you've done a tryout to be the guy that just shows up to be available, do you just go to the back and somebody knows you, or do you have to explain to someone the whole situation, or how does that work?
So my contact was Cheeseburger, so I would just be like, "Hey, I'm here," and he'd be like, "All right." So I helped set up the ring, all 3 shows. I helped set up the ring. And then they gave you the security shirt, and I did the the security for the night. I think the one show, actually no, I'm wrong. It wasn't. I did New York, I did Coney Island, I did Baltimore, and I did ECW arena. I forgot about Coney Island. That was the 3rd show.
But you gotta
was at the psych. That was cool.
Yeah. You gotta like.
Do you know why it was cool?
You gotta like message someone to like be like, "Hey, let me."
No, it was Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger was my contact, right?
Yeah, okay.
Coney Island show. How did I forget this one? The show was at the Cyclones, which is the minor league baseball team, which is in Coney Island. It was on the field. It was the Ring of Honor show, and it was Shinsuke Nakamura was there, and so was Okada. I forgot. How do I forget that?
I feel like I
So
saw that show
right. Well, I mean, it was
because it
a
was on
big
a
show. It
baseball.
was
It was on
on
a
the
it
baseball
was on a
field.
baseball
Right.
diamond, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Right.
And it had two
So
New Japan guys. So of course I
right.
that's that.
So
Yeah,
I
I
worked security that
okay.
night.
That's funny.
They gave me the shirt, and I was stationed ringside, and my job was that anytime that they threw streamers in, I would have to run up and grab all the streamers
Oy.
and take them out of the ring. So I was the streamer guy that night. I was like, get all the streamers. But I met Nakamura that night, and I met Okada, and it's funny because Nakamura was smoking cigarettes, which I guess that's normal in Japan. I don't even know because I mean I was like kind of weird to see Nakamura that he was like to me at that time he wasn't in WWE yet, but he was like a legend in Japan,
Yeah.
and Okada, I mean they like Okada's a big dude. He's
Yeah, yeah.
fucking big.
He's got to be like
Uh,
what 6'4"? He's got to be like
he's
Randy
a big
Orton.
motherfucker,
Randy Orton
right?
size, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nakamura had his family there with him. Like they all came from Japan to for this trip, whatever. So
You know what?
yeah,
That probably helped because his family got to have a taste of America before he decided to sign with
right.
the WWE. That probably helped him make that decision. That they were like, yeah,
Well, and they had
we
been.
like
I
it. We'll
guess
go live over there.
they were staying in New York. They weren't going back right away. They were staying in New York for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Him
because
and the family.
he was probably booked for a bunch of shows. Yeah.
Well, and they had the connection there was Tiger Hattori.
Right.
Tiger Hattori was there. He was their connection. And I had met Tiger Hattori before when I did the Macho Man thing. He was there. And I did a New Japan tryout. Did you know that I did a New Japan tryout?
No.
Remember that story?
No.
So and I met Tiger there. I'll tell you that story. That's
Does
how
Tiger
it
have
today.
it? But does Tiger see you and have any idea who you are? Like recognize you from
Uh,
anything?
So it's funny. No. It's funny because so he did at Ring of Honor. He remembered me.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh. And he speaks English, you know.
Yeah.
And he remembered me. And I've actually seen him like 3 or 4 times, and he remembered who I was.
Yeah, that's
which
cool.
was weird.
That's cool.
Yeah. Right. And then so anyway, yeah, I forgot I did that, and I ate a Nathan's hot dog at the famous Nathan's hot dog in Coney Island.
Of course you
like
did.
I did the whole deal.
Of
course I did.
Of course you did.
But that was fun. That
do they have
that was fun doing it.
Do they have the hot dog nuggets there like they do at like the Broward Mall?
I don't remember. I was just going for the old school dog.
I'm just curious. I like
I don't remember.
they're like they're like little like what, like 1 or 2 inch like cocktail
Nuggets?
weenies. It's like pigs in
Yeah.
a blanket, but instead it's like in cornmeal, like a mini, like an itty bitty corn dog. Like they're like
Oh, okay.
like they're little bites. They're the best fucking thing. Like,
Cool.
but that's like the Nathan's Mall food. I don't know if like
Right.
Nathan's
No. This is
have-
like the original Nathan's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Coney Island. But so anyway, I did those shows, and after the third show, they're like, "You got to keep coming back," and I was like, "I literally can't. Like, I like use vacation days and stuff. I was like, I literally cannot keep coming back unless you're giving me a job. If you're giving
Right.
me a job, I will gladly come back. If you're not giving me a job, I can't come back." So I stopped going, and they're like, "Oh, if you would have kept going, you would have got a dark match." I was like, I mean, at what point? Like, really? Like, it's a little ridiculous, you know?
Yeah, you were too late in your your hashtag real life to
Right.
be willing to do the things that they like. That process was too convoluted.
Way too. I
You
mean,
know, come show your
six-figure fucking job. Like, I
right.
can't
It's
just
like come
give
show
that
your
up to go.
right. Come show your face for 6 months, and then we'll give you a
Right.
dark match. And then after a couple dark matches, we'll like that's still no contract. That's no
Right.
guaranteed
And they're
work.
like, oh, you know, like, could you move to Philadelphia? That kind of stuff. Like, no, I can't. Like,
And
I
they're
can't
not-
do that, you know?
And they're not paying you to be ring crew, and they're not paying you
No,
for any of
no.
that shit. They're
It was
kind
all
of like
coming out of pocket.
they're kind of taking like for a televised company. That's kind of taking advantage of the
Well,
fact
well,
that
so, and
that they're. It's a weird like Ring of Honor was riding that line between indie like fucking shit shows where everyone's trying to earn their dues and try and get booked by setting up the ring. And
Well,
being
yeah.
a televised company where people are getting paid to wrestle real money, it's like they were like having their cake and eating it too for probably far too long.
Right.
You know
right. You know who else was at that trial? I just thought
what?
Leo Rush was there, and so was Patrick. What was his name? Velveteen Dream. They were both there at the tryout. And Leo Rush was, he was bouncing all over the place, so they loved him. But Velveteen Dream, they loved because he was just super athletic. He was tall. But yeah, they were both there that tryout too, and they came to the shows that I came to. They also came, but it's funny because I remember the Coney Island show. They got there, and I'm doing security, and I'm like, I'm trying, man. Like I'm like, trying to like show that I'm like, hey, I'm a team player. Like I want to be on this team. Those two motherfuckers were like, not helping. They weren't doing the ring. They disappeared. Yeah. They didn't do security. They sat in the crowd and watched the show, like that kind of shit.
007. Like, I saw that on. You know what 007 means?
No.
Like I saw these on TikTok. There's these TikToks where these guys at work call another guy 007, and they're like, because it's zero like effort, zero something else, but 7 shits a day. Like he disappears, like to go take a shit 7 times a day. So they call him 007. Right. So these guys were like 007 this thing where it's like they don't care. They're not going to put any effort into it. And they disappear 7 times, to fucking whatever, whenever someone would be looking for them to do something that, they don't want to do. But I mean, like Leo Rush, I mean, come on, like, I feel no. I was going to say, I'm curious. Like you were there, you tried out with him. Like was he acting an ass there too? Because I feel like he just shows his ass everywhere he goes. Or
so I will tell you,
during a tryout, is he on his best behavior? And then as soon as he's in the door, he's fucking okay. Go ahead.
My first impression of him and Velveteen Dream. At the tryout, they were fine because there's a lot of guys there, but. When we did those shows and I watched them not help take the ring and not be a part of it and disappear, they disappeared and and the attitude they both had. I remember telling, I think I remember telling you guys or maybe I don't remember who it was. Blake, maybe I was telling. I don't even remember who. And I was like, you wanted to punch them both in the face.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to strangle them because they were like just big timers, and I'm like, fuck, you wrestled for Maryland Championship Wrestling. I mean, obviously they both became famous in some sort of way,
or infamous. Both of them are pretty much infamous at this point. But but Velveteen Dream, at least maybe back then, I don't know what he looked like, but definitely in NXT, the guy at least looked the part. He was built he looked like a pro wrestler.
He already knew, He knew at that point because I heard them talking, like they were pretty sure if Ring of Honor didn't pick him up, like he knew he was going to NXT at that point already. He already knew.
I'm saying he at least looked like a wrestler compared to like Leo Rush, who's 5'0",
Right. He's just a kid with a kid.
A kid with a kid. Yeah. What was that from? Was that like a leaked letter somewhere or something like that? Where
he emailed Blake.
Oh, he emailed Blake.
You remember that?
I didn't know this.
And said he was just a kid with a kid.
Yeah, he was looking for like an opening into something. He was looking a booking,
right?
And he called himself
for Ring Warriors. Maybe I don't even know what it was.
Maybe I don't know where
he said he called himself a kid with a kid.
Yeah, I don't know where Blake was in the hierarchy of Ring Warriors at any given time. But
I don't know. But yeah, he was a kid with a kid.
Yeah, that might have been a VCW thing.
Yeah, it could have been that.
Because I know Blake's a little more like involved.
But so you know what? I'm going to save the New Japan story for our next podcast. It gives people a little bit something to look for. So I won't give it all away today, but we will talk because it's a good story, and it involves somebody that we just shit on for like 10 minutes, Billy Fives. So.
I was gonna say I'm a little annoyed you're not gonna tell the story now. Although I will say that I like when you that's impressive at least. I know that we when I thought when you said it that you meant to say 01, but you didn't. You meant to say the real organization out there, the New Japan. Not to knock it, because I know Johnny went and actually did it, and came back better for it. And I know,
he did.
And I know RTK went and did not enjoy the experience and came back early.
I think TK got there and literally got on a plane and came back home.
Like could not handle Japan? Was that the deal?
Yeah, like he was away from his mommy and daddy. So,
Was it that or like the
but
culture of Japan? Which one was it, or was it both?
I think it was kind of both.
Wow.
And he's a baby, but But let's not talk bad about him because he's making me some clips that I can post on TikTok of wrestling. But yeah,
Uh,
so I will tell the New Japan story next episode. We will talk about my New Japan tryout, some other big names there that day, and kind of what happened with my New Japan tryout because I got really good feedback. So we'll talk about that. But there were some parts where I really fucked up. I could have been a fucking superstar.
I
What the
mean,
fuck?
I feel honestly, I truly,
Mhm.
genuinely feel that if you got into at least the kind of shape where you wouldn't drop dead from a heart attack, because being fat and entertaining would help this along, because this gimmick I'm imagining, this whole fucking shtick that I'm envisioning, doesn't it involves you not caring. So you're supposed to look out of shape and kind of rough. But you
Well, I
can't
can do that.
die in the ring. You can't be
Well, that's the other
that
part.
fucked up. So but I mean, I feel like if you went on the thing where like where your promos are like, listen, I'm just here to fucking goof around. I don't take any of this seriously
Right.
anymore, because and just always go into the fucking like everything, like your life changed. Maria Kanellis ruined your career, and ever since then, here I am, your clown, shucking and jiving to get you to buy a T-shirt because she fucking tanked my whole fucking upward trajectory. Like,
True.
like she's like, dude, I think that's a fucking money angle. I think those promos, you
Well,
quietly talking about how and you name, and when your name dropping, you're like Kevin Kelly and fucking, Mike and
right.
and Delirious, et cetera, whoever actually legitimately, because it's all. This is why it's a great angle. It's based in fucking
Because it's
truth.
real.
It's
Right.
fucking truth that you fucking just are like, fuck wrestling. I'm just here to fucking get a paycheck and goof around. I don't even want to take bumps because Maria taught me that none of this means anything. That it's all fucking who you know and who you blow, and et cetera, and all that shit. I think that, dude, I think there's something there for a last run that might get you
Last
fucking
one.
at least just get your beak wet up in the upper echelons. Dude, because it's totally true. I think that this thing
Yeah.
would fucking work. I'm just so sad now after us talking today that there's no way you would get even in ring shape to even bother with this.
Okay. Look,
It's
I have made. Listen, I have made a goal. I told myself that tomorrow I am going to put my ass in this garage. I am going to
have
work
you
out.
have
I am
you
going to.
have you done one row on that fucking row machine
No,
yet?
I didn't. But tomorrow I am going to start
Bro,
slowly, but I'm going to start.
you got to at least get $5 worth out of that row machine. You can't have paid your kid to put that together and not at least gotten.
He uses it though.
Huh?
He's using it.
Yeah, but what's that do for you?
Oh no, nothing.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who cares? But at least he's testing it for you, so you know that those missing
Right.
screws weren't
Right.
vital to the fucking operation of the contraption.
Yeah.
Dude, I think,
All right, I got nothing else.
dude,
I don't want to talk about it anymore. You give me anxiety.
I
don't
want to
wanna
talk
it.
about. I want to give you anxiety. I want you to feel like you could do this, and I want you to do this because even dumb fuck Marco, who's like fucking,
Oh, stop it! He's wrestling Gator Boone Jones.
yeah, but at least
Stop
he's
it.
fucking getting in shape to wrestle again. Dude, at least one more time to
Enough.
to
Enough of
spit.
your shit.
If nothing, at least to get a camera on you to spit in
Okay.
the eye of the industry. I think that's what your goal should be. To like
All
spit in the
right,
eye of
all
the
right.
industry at the highest fucking level you
I
can
don't.
get.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Talk to me in 3 weeks and see how I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't have to. I could just fucking predict that future. I don't have to worry about that.
All right.
I hear all I
Okay.
hear are like
I'm done.
fucking.
I'm done.
All I hear are the crinkling of Little Debbie's fucking snack wrappers. Okay, I don't need to.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna go have one right now.
All right. Well, thanks for not drinking and not participating in the show. By the way.
All right. Yeah,
all right.
I'm done with you.
You know what?
In 3 weeks, I'll talk to you.
Hey, you know what your homework is, right?
What?
Well, don't say what. You're supposed to tell me what your homework.
Shape?
Huh? No. Go get a fucking
Oh,
bottle
by
of
alcohol.
fucking. Go get some fucking.
Right. I got it.
Go
I got
listen. Let's go old school. Let's both get Goldschlager.
it. Oh God, no. Nope.
Why? That's all that
Nope.
is Fireball.
Oh, I'm good.
All right. Fuckface.
All right, goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.